Here this morning. Bobby Sullins has made his way in. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you.
Get that a little closer to you.
All right, sounds good.
There we are. Okay, well, anyway, Bobby's from radiology, and he's not glowing in the dark or anything, so he's still
Nope.
good to go.
Still good, yeah.
Anyway, very good. But it's kind of exciting because our radiology department has been really updating and updating and updating, and we've got a new piece of machinery going to be coming in the very near future. It's really going to make things exciting.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the services that you guys do offer. And, number
Sure.
one, obviously, when we talk about X-rays, everybody knows what X-rays are.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we have a digital X-ray equipment, so that what that allows us to do is be able to capture things and actually manipulate things a lot like your cell phone. Gives the ability to be able to transfer that information to physicians instantaneously, and so it's a really great system.
One of the new things, and I remember having to go in there and take some, getting some X-rays done, is that you get the picture, the scan immediately, so you can see if that was a good scan or a bad scan. So if you need to take another one, it's not like you got to call somebody back.
Oh, absolutely.
3 or 4 days later and say, hey, that scan on your left knee just didn't work. We need to do it again. They'll take whatever they need to take, but if you're right there and it doesn't work, or you moved or something of that nature, they can see right away that that's not going to
Sure.
be able to be read by the doctor, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, when we take an image, we actually see the image within less than 3 seconds. So it's almost an instantaneous process. It makes it so much easier for the workers themselves, but also better for patient care.
Very good. Well, we have more than just X-rays in our radiology department,
Yes,
don't we?
yes, sir. We actually do DEXA bone density scans, which is a screening usually it's a screening for osteoporosis. We do those actually during the health fairs, but we offer them all the time. We offer them throughout the year. We have two very, very nice ultrasound machines. We do everything from the basic ultrasounds, obstetrics, which is OB, to the advanced stuff like echocardiograms. We have a contracted nuclear medicine service. We offer that at the hospital 2 days a week. They can do everything from cardiac stress tests to all basic nuclear medicine tests that they also offer. We have a really fancy, nice, powerful CT machine. The CT machine is a General Electric machine. It can actually acquire up to 256 images per second, which allows us to do a wide range of variety of different imaging tests, everything from the very basic to the advanced angiography type exams, which is the exams that actually check for arterial blood flow. And then we have a brand new, it's almost brand new. The mammography unit we've actually had for 2 years. It's a Hologic unit. We had it donated to us, and we've really, I think that's been such a great blessing for the community. It's given people access to having the mammo services 5 days a week, which has been just a great benefit.
All right, so let's back up and talk a little bit about each of these
Oh, yeah.
pieces individually. The DEXA scan is a fairly new machine within the last 3 years.
Well, we've actually had this DEXA scan for about 6 years now.
Okay, 6.
Um,
Still fairly new
yes.
in the essence of hospitalization. Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
these bone density machines, they last a very long time, but we've actually had it long enough now where we have a lot of comparison data. So whenever a person comes in for a bone density, usually it's recommended to come in at least every other year. And so now what we do is we compare you from the first time we scanned you to the second time to make sure there's no drastic changes within your bone health.
Yeah, I remember when I first got my bone density test, it was a different machine.
Oh, yes.
And
Yep.
then this one, it took no time at all. And
Yeah, usually it's about a 5 to 8 minute test. It's a very simple procedure.
Okay, and then of course you got more data coming out of this machine than you had the older machines too.
Oh, yeah.
Much
Yep.
more data.
Yeah, it's the bone density machine can actually do things like body fat analysis, which is a lot of people use the BMI index.
Right.
But the DEXA machines are actually being utilized throughout a lot of healthcare facilities, but also training facilities. People that are in a lot of weight training, they can actually go in and get an accurate measurement of. They may be on a high protein diet, and they can do a body fat analysis, and then 3 months later they could go back in and do the same thing and see how their training's been
Very-
affecting their body mass.
Very good. Now some of the ultrasound machines, some of those are fairly new as well, right?
Yes, we do have the one of our machines is less than a year old.
Right.
It's a souped up ultrasound machine. We utilize it for about 90% of our exams. The girls that our techs absolutely love it. They do a really, really great job about providing there's just some wonderful exams for the community. But also, those two girls work so well with each other, so when we do have an influx of exams, we can actually counteract and use both ultrasound rooms.
Right, which is very important. But
Sure.
you know, again, the cutting edge of the hospital, they went a little bit extra on the ultrasound machine because
Yes, they did.
they realized that, I think they were looking at one machine that was like about a year old,
Yeah.
but then they had so many advancements in that year that they said, hey, you know, we need to go to that one.
Sure.
And then that gave the hospital a lot more flexibility and the opportunity to take different tests that we would not have been able to give had they gone with the older model, correct?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. And the administration team has been, and the board has been exceptionally good to the radiology department about providing us the tools to be able to do the very best for our community. They have not skimped whatsoever when it comes to technology. And actually, like we'll talk about, I'm sure we'll talk about our new MR coming up,
Right.
but they have done more than their fair share when it comes to allowing us to be able to do what we need to do.
So let's talk about the CT machine. It also is not very old.
Yeah, so we got the CT machine back in 2016. During that time, it was it's what's called a 128 slice scanner, which just means it's able to acquire a rapid amount of images very quickly.
Right.
When you're looking at so like when you come for a CT, we want you to hold as still as possible. This allows us to do like what we tell you to hold your breath for a CT of this chest. This allows us to do the entire anatomy of your chest scan within about 3 to 4 seconds. But also when you talk about like stroke protocols and all these things that is really that we have really focused a lot of attention and effort on.
Right.
It allows us to be able to just crank them out, get people on down the road, and get them the proper treatment.
Which is critical because with a critical access hospital, many of them don't have a CT machine that can do this.
Sure. Whenever we talk about whenever other facilities come and talk with us or tour our place, or even other physicians looking at maybe coming in for employment, they are just blown away that we have such a nice setup. But they are blown away that we have that type of machine at a very small place.
Right, and that's critical for our STEMI and our stroke protocol.
Absolutely.
Because without that immediacy, it slows things down.
Sure.
And the last thing you want to do on a stroke protocol is slow anything down. You want
Yeah,
to
we
get
have
it
we have a
quickly.
good system. Jason Mayberry's runs a great stroke protocol system where the patient comes straight to CT. We get them in and out in as quick as time as possible. Our radiology group that reads out of St. Louis, they're exceptional. Usually the turnaround time on their reads are minutes, and so it really works out best for all parties.
Right, and the key there is if it's something severe that needs to be moved on, you can immediately get them air evac out quickly.
Absolutely.
And get them
Yep.
there as quickly as can. Again, the idea with the stroke, the sooner you can get that addressed, the better off for the patient.
Minutes matter.
Yeah,
Minutes matter. That's
they
for
really
sure.
do. Very good. So when we talk about the hospital, I think the running joke for years ago and a long time ago is when the hospital had the old X-ray machine. I mean, it had been there for 30 years.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We all remember that with the big plates and everything else. You remember it,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we had a lot.
You grew up with that machine.
Yep.
And then when you look at it today and how quickly things can be done and how
Oh.
fast those X-rays can be sent, it's all digital, and that you get results so much faster that you can really help the patient out. Because the last thing you want to do is have a patient sit there and wonder what's wrong.
Oh, and that's one thing that we really pride ourselves on within the department is if there's any way, shape, or form we can work a patient in that scheduled day, anxiety for a patient's health is paramount. And so if we can get them in, if we can properly get them worked in and scanned that day, that's what we're going to do.
Well, as you mentioned, we're going to touch on it because we don't have it open yet, but we are building a new room for an MRI. And this MRI, we currently have MRI, but we are
Correct.
using it through a portable MRI system that comes in a trailer, right?
Yep, that's right. We've actually, it's Alliance Imaging is who we've been using. We've had them since 2005. We've increased our days of service to 3 days a week, which are Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday.
And people will see them near the Circle Drive right
Yep,
there.
that's right.
So when you see that big trailer, that's the MRI.
That is the MRI, yes. We are in construction, and everybody's telling me that construction is going on time, which is a great thing because it's real busy around the hospital right now with all construction stuff.
Yes.
But we're looking at maybe delivery around late July. I'm actually very interested and curious on that whole process. I mean, you have a 10,000-pound magnet going to become craned in. It's going to be a really neat experience to see how all that plays a part.
Right, and then it has to be certified. You have to
Absolutely.
the results. Obviously, you're going to be having to do tests, and then the results have to be certified and verified before
Yep.
you're allowed to actually start giving MRIs. But and talking to a couple of people at the hospital, they're hoping by September 1st that this can all be online, ready to go.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And what will that do for radiology to add that extra piece? I mean, Bobby, it's just another feather in your cap,
Oh.
right?
Well,
A little bit something else to learn, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I've actually been working on my educational side since August of last year. I did classes through University of Missouri, and I just got out in May. So we've the good thing about how we purchased this is we've had 18 months to kind of prep, and so we haven't been sitting on our hands. We've been we've been going way. We want to be ahead of the game instead of behind the game, and so I think we're in a good spot to accept the MRI, and we'll go through some more advanced clinical side training when the MRI is here to make sure that we can understand all the ins and outs of that particular model. But it's going to be wonderful for us to be able to offer it. Right, instead of 3 days a week, we're even talked about opening it up. Maybe even try to keep the Saturday service if we can figure out the staffing guidelines on that. But I think it's going to be great. People will be able to get their exams quickly, be able to get results quickly. We're actually currently improving our what's called a PACS service right now, and the PACS is where all of our information is stored internally in the hospital. So a patient could theoretically go in, get an MRI, get their results, and get their images emailed to them in a period of 24 hours or less.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty
So it's
amazing.
going to be really nice.
Okay, so now this MRI machine that we're getting, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when I remember the board talking about this was kind of the latest and the greatest. They weren't skimping anything to bring this MRI in because they wanted it not only for today but for the future as well.
Yep. So when you talk about MRI, there's three systems. There's what's called a closed bore MRI. That is the typical standard MRI that people fear with the tight, constrained spaces where you can't see your toes when you're going in, and people have trouble with that. Then there's a open MRI. Now the open MRI is people with claustrophobia can usually tolerate those better, but the issue always is that your magnetic strength within those open MRIs decreases to the point where you can only do certain exams.
Okay.
Maybe some small extremity exams, maybe like a head. But when you talk about your main core of your body, it really struggles to give a good high quality image. So what we have done is we have actually purchased a open bore MRI, which is a big hole. It's actually, if anybody's ever had a CT, it's actually the same. It's actually a little bit bigger than the diameter of that CT. So you get all the benefits of the closed MRI with the magnetic strength, plus you get the comfort levels with the open, and it's bigger and it's boxier. So a person will not be rubbing up against the walls. The weight limit on that thing is like 450 pounds. So it's going to be able to. It really truly is a Cadillac of machines.
Makes it much more flexible for the hospital to use on patients
yes.
than what you currently are using now
Yes,
with a
absolutely.
trailer, because they can't go change that equipment out very often.
No, that's right.
Obviously it would take a lot of work to get
Oh,
it in and out of that trailer.
Yeah, we went and actually toured when we were checking into these machines. We were just all blown away about the sheer size of this thing, but the reviews are just off the charts, and so we're really, really blessed to be able to get it.
So people that say, okay, so what's this MRI going to be used for? Well, a lot of people have injuries.
Oh, sure.
MRI really can pinpoint those injuries very quickly, especially knees, shoulders, elbows. This is going to be such an advantage for our hospital to have, because anybody that does suffer this type of injury, they'll know right away what the problem is.
Absolutely. Not only can we do a person's MRI, but we can send these images to any physician. So if you have orthopedic at Columbia, for instance, you have orthopedic at Columbia, you come to our facility to get these images done. We can just put, by a simple couple clicks of a button, those images are emailed to the physician, and they can look at them instantaneously. Saves a lot of people a lot of travel. And once they, with the power of this magnet, with the strength of this magnet, and the complexity of this magnet, the orthopedics are going to absolutely love it. And we always bend over backwards to make sure that we, physicians and patients are our customers, and we want to make sure that we're doing the best for both.
And from my understanding, the clarity of this MRI from the new machine is just top notch. You just can't beat it.
No, we are truly eliminating all excuses. It's we are. I mean, it's going to be so exciting for the community, but for our hospital, it's a big project. We knew it coming into it, but as I said, the board and the administration team have given us the tools to be able to do a great job.
When you now, I mean, you've been around for a while. How many years you been at the hospital?
Since '99. I was young and knew it all back then.
99. I've known you for a long time, but I didn't realize 99. Maybe I've known you longer than I thought. I thought about 14, 15 years, but probably closer to 20. When you have seen these advancements at a small hospital, obviously Salem is not a St. Louis hospital, not
Sure.
a Columbia hospital, a Kansas City hospital. When you see these improvements and these changes and updates, it's pretty impressive for a critical access hospital. As you were mentioning, when people come in to see it, to have these things. But if most people go to a critical access hospital, they will not find what the Salem Hospital has, will they?
No, that's absolutely true. Our equipment is not only is our equipment really good, but we have some. I mean, we really truly have some of the best staff. We have certified individuals in each modality. We really pride ourselves on not only producing a good quality image for the patient, but to be able to be very personable to the patient, because we understand that you're not just coming into the hospital to have a good time. You're coming to the hospital because you need something done. So we're going to take care of you, and we're going to try to make the process as easy as possible.
But you guys have a good time too.
Well, we got to have a little fun.
You got to have a little fun. I know. I always have a fun time going to
Yeah.
radiology, and you got some great people that work in there.
Sure, we
you
sure
want
do.
to kind of go over some of your staff?
Yeah,
if you
sure,
want to?
sure. We have Joey Shorey.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Shorey has been with us for a long. He's been actually there longer than I am. He's kind of he's a senior statesman over there. He is a registered tech. We have Larry Davis. Those guys both work a lot of weekends. They're also going to be training in MRI. They have a lot of interest in it, and they're going through a rapid training course right now to get prepared for that.
Okay.
We have 2 ultrasound girls that are very, very good. We have Sam Williams and Rebecca Kern.
Okay.
Both of them come in. Rebecca comes to us registered in multimodalities. Sam's finished her ultrasound education and training, so those girls do an excellent job for our group. We have a mammotech, Julie Malone. We were lucky to get her to come over to the department. She's really spearheaded our whole mammo program. We have wonderful techs. I actually got some newer techs that have come in. We have Casey Mead, Grace Buffington. We also have Karen Sue Woods. So we just have a really, really great.
You got a
overall
great team, and it takes a team, doesn't it?
Oh, it's as you know, small places, it really is truly like a family.
Mm-hmm.
And as a family, we see when one person needs picked up, we help them pick them up. So not only does this team work together in their individual specialties, but we also have a great ability to be able to. We have a personal relationship with each other. Like for instance, the one tech I have is Morgan Knothouse. She will be willing to do whatever needs to be done, even if it's a stuff that's really not on her job description. Like we have to do secretarial stuff. We schedule, so we have a lot of different tasks that we have to do on a daily basis, and we all do really well working together.
Always have paperwork at a hospital, don't we?
Oh boy.
And the electronic medical record, so it's not just paperwork, but it's backed up with electronics.
Yeah. Yes, and since COVID came into existence, it seems like our policies have been updated, and we're constantly having to evolve the way we do things. And I think the team has done an exceptionally good job about working through those issues. Not saying that we haven't wanted to pull our hair out a few times, but we haven't. One thing is we have not closed down shop. We never close down shop. It's, if a patient feels comfortable to come in to the exam to even get yearly things done, we go through the proper procedures. We screen them. We wear masks. We do whatever we need to do to make sure that they're comfortable, we're comfortable, and so we haven't really stopped shop yet.
And let's remind, especially the ladies out there, Julie does a tremendous job, that our mammography machine is a 3D mammography machine, which is top of the line.
Yep. So the machine that the machine we currently have is the best of the best. I mean, it offers what's called 3D tomography, so you really get a wonderful exam. Rebecca Kern, our ultrasound tech, is also breast registered, and so they actually have a diagnostic breast system going on. So
Okay.
between Julie and Rebecca, they do a great job for women's health.
So we know, and ladies, there's a lot of ladies in Denton County that have never had a mammogram, and we really need to get them in there and get that done. And the hospital offers some programs to help some of these people as well, right?
Oh, yes. Julie takes care of all that stuff. The number to call Julie is 573-729-5917, and her extension is 2436. So just give her a call. She's more than happy to go over every little thing, possibly any kind of question that you may have, any kind of financial, procedural question. She does a great job about making sure that everybody's comfortable. And we do have programs out there for people that are underinsured or no insurance, that they can go in and get mammo for free or little charge.
Right. And it's very important. With the 3D mammography, it gives you so much better. And I remember mammograms years ago, and they used to have to kind of almost crush the breast and try and get a good picture. That is not the case with the 3D mammogram, is it?
Julie can answer a lot more of those questions than I do.
I know, but you know that you're not hearing any screaming.
I don't hear any of that, but I let I got my hands in all the other stuff. I let Julie takes care of does a good job.
I know we want to. That's why I was saying this is a team. It's not just one person that does it all, and everybody really works together to make it happen.
Absolutely.
But these are some of the latest in technology is here at your Salem Hospital.
Sure.
And we want to remind everybody that you don't have to go anywhere else to take a test, even if you might need some work done, as Bobby was saying. If you need to St. Louis or Columbia or Kansas City or Springfield, come to Salem, get your test. First off, it's going to be a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
Number one. Number two, it's going to be people you probably know. You've probably seen them at church or out and about, maybe at Walmart, maybe at Country Mart, wherever you might have been.
Sure.
And then thirdly, you're going to be in and out a lot quicker.
Oh, yeah. Patients always have I think a lot of people don't realize this, but patients can go where they want to go for the imaging. And so what we have done is we've tried to make it as easy as possible. So if a patient does want to come to see us, we can send images to anybody, anywhere. And so it's really saves you a whole day from having to run back and forth to St. Louis.
Right.
And the travel, and especially, if you're not feeling well, or if it's very difficult to get somebody around, it's a whole day. I mean, I know a lot of people know this. It's a whole day adventure to try to rush around that city. Traffic's out of control. Just even when you go to a big medical center like that, I mean, it seems like it takes hours just to figure out which floor you got to go on.
Yeah, so, just find the office, right?
So we want to try to make it as easy as possible for everyone, and we are really, really appreciative for the community to support us. And if there's any kind of questions or concerns that they have, I'll be happy to talk to anybody anytime.
And with the latest in technology, you're getting the best right here to where you may be going off to another facility where it's no better or might not even be up to date as ours.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Bigger places not always mean a better place. We have really invested into our technical side of our equipment. And so that allows us to be able to really put a badge on our chest and really be proud of it.
Very good. Well, Bobby, you said you'd answer any questions anybody had them. How about a phone number where they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, of course, area code 573-729-5917, and my personal extension is 2410.
2410.
2410. Just ask for Bobby, or if you just want to call the front desk and be transferred to radiology, they'll get a hold of me.
Very good. Thank you for coming in, my friend.
Man,
Good to see you.
Yeah, it was nice seeing
We're
you.
looking forward to that MRI coming in.
It's coming in, man.
And then we'll probably be seeing you once that all gets approved and accepted. I'm sure you're going to be dancing in here when that MRI.
Well, it'll be it's actually very neat to see the construction all process to be put into place. It's exciting. I think there's a little buzz in the air, and it'll be neat to have it in.
Very good. Thank you, sir, for coming in and spending some time with us. Bobby Sullins from Radiology here on KSMO on our spotlight on the Salem Memorial District Hospital. Our Civic Record